Everyone today wants a side hustle, extra income, financial freedom, an escape plan. Social media makes it look easy. Start something small, work a little at night, and money just starts flowing. But if side hustles really worked that smoothly, most people wouldn't be stuck exactly where they are. The uncomfortable truth is this: most side hustles fail, and not because people are lazy or stupid. They fail because the expectations are wrong, the mindset is broken, and the process is misunderstood. What looks like trying is often just random effort with no structure, no skill depth, and no patience. This video breaks down the real reasons side hustles collapse, the psychological traps, the execution mistakes, and the silent killers nobody talks about. No hype, no fake success stories, just logic, realism, and hard truths you actually need if you don't want to waste years chasing the wrong thing. The side hustle fantasy versus reality. Social media has completely romanticized side hustles. Everywhere you look, someone is claiming they built an extra income stream in just 30 days, with zero skills, zero capital, and zero struggle. That narrative is addictive, because it sells hope without effort. But hope without realism is how most side hustles die before they even start. The reality is brutal. A side hustle is not a shortcut, it's a second job in the beginning. It demands time, focus, learning, and consistency, on top of your already exhausting main life. Most people enter side hustles expecting quick money, but side hustles are designed to pay later, not now. That mismatch alone wipes out the majority. Another uncomfortable truth: most side hustles fail because they are copied, not understood. People don't ask why something works, they ask how fast they can replicate it. Dropshipping, freelancing, crypto, content creation, the model isn't the problem. The lack of deep skill, patience, and positioning is. If side hustles really worked as easily as advertised, everyone would be financially free by now. The reason they don't is simple: side hustles expose your discipline, not your ambition. And discipline is where most people quietly tap out. People chase money before solving a real problem. Most side hustles fail because they start with the wrong question. People don't ask, "What problem can I solve?" They ask, "How much can I make?" That single mindset error poisons the entire process. Money is a byproduct of value, not the starting point. When you chase money first, you end up chasing trends. Whatever looks profitable this month becomes your business idea. But trends are crowded, competitive, and ruthless. By the time you enter, margins are already thin and attention is expensive. You're not early, you're late and underprepared. Real side hustles that survive are built around pain points, not payouts. Someone has a problem they are actively willing to pay to remove. Most beginners skip this step completely. They build offers nobody asked for, then blame algorithms, platforms, or bad luck when nothing works. From a rational lens, it's obvious: no problem equals no demand equals no money. Side hustles fail not because people lack ideas, but because they lack market awareness. If your hustle doesn't reduce pain, save time, or increase status for someone else, it's already dead, no matter how hard you work. They underestimate the skill gap. Most people assume side hustles are about tools. The right app, the right platform, the right strategy. In reality, side hustles are about skills, and skills take time to build. This is where expectations collapse. People want results in weeks from abilities that take months or years to master. Every profitable side hustle sits on top of a stack of invisible skills. Sales, communication, problem analysis, consistency, self-marketing, basic finance, and emotional control. Beginners see the outcome but ignore the foundation. When the first friction hits, they panic because they never built competence. This leads to hustle hopping. One month it's freelancing, next month it's content creation, then affiliate marketing. Each time, they restart from zero and call it trying different things. In reality, they're avoiding the discomfort of being bad at something long enough to become good. Skill gaps don't close by motivation, they close by repetition. Most side hustles fail because people quit during the boring, unglamorous phase where learning happens but rewards don't. If you're not willing to suck publicly and improve quietly, no side hustle will ever survive. Inconsistent effort destroys momentum. Side hustles don't die from lack of talent, they die from broken consistency. People work intensely for a week, then disappear for 2. They post, stop, restart, change strategy, lose momentum, repeat. From the outside it looks like effort, from the system's perspective, it's noise. Every side hustle, whether it's content, freelancing, or business, rewards compounding effort. Algorithms, clients, skills, trust, all of them grow non-linearly. Miss days, break streaks, and you reset progress. Most people underestimate how punishing inconsistency actually is. The excuse is always time. I'm busy. But side hustles don't require more time, they require fixed time. 1 non-negotiable hour beats 5 random hours every weekend. Without structure, motivation decides your schedule, and motivation is unreliable. From a practical POV, consistency is the real barrier to entry. It filters out 90% of people automatically. Not because they're incapable, but because they're unwilling to show up when results are invisible. Side hustles don't fail loudly. They fade quietly when effort becomes optional. No clear goal, no clear path. Most side hustles fail because they're built in fog. People say things like, I just want to earn something, or, let's see where it goes. That sounds flexible, but in practice it's fatal. Without a clear goal, you can't design a strategy, and without a strategy, effort gets wasted. A side hustle needs a defined target. How much money, by when, from whom, and doing what exactly. Otherwise, you don't know what to prioritize. You don't know whether to learn, sell, improve, or scale. Everything feels urgent, so nothing gets done properly. This lack of clarity leads to random actions. Posting without a content plan. Reaching out without an offer. Learning without applying. People stay busy but don't move forward. Activity replaces progress, and burnout follows shortly after. From a rational standpoint, goals aren't motivation tools, they're decision filters. They tell you what to ignore. Side hustles fail when everything feels important. Successful ones survive because they ruthlessly focus on the next logical step, not on vague hopes of growth. People quit too early because results lag. Side hustles operate on a delay. Effort goes in now, results show up later. But most people expect instant feedback. When weeks of work produce nothing visible, doubt creeps in. Maybe this doesn't work. Maybe I chose the wrong thing. That impatience is deadly. What people don't realize is that almost every side hustle has a silent phase. You're learning, building, testing, failing, but nothing pays yet. This phase feels pointless unless you understand how compounding works. Most quit right before the curve would have bent upward. Social comparison makes it worse. You see others posting wins, income screenshots, success stories. What you don't see is their timeline, their prior skills, or their failures. You assume you're behind, when in reality you're just early. From a logical lens, quitting early guarantees failure. Sticking around long enough at least gives probability a chance. Side hustles don't fail because they don't work. They fail because people exit before the math has time to play out. They ignore distribution and obsess over the product. Most beginners believe that if they build something good, people will automatically find it. That belief kills more side hustles than bad ideas ever could. A great product with no distribution is invisible. And invisible things don't make money. People spend months perfecting websites, logos, services, or content, while ignoring how customers will actually discover them. Marketing feels uncomfortable, sales feel awkward, so they delay it. By the time they try to promote, they're already exhausted and discouraged. In reality, distribution is the leverage. Attention is the currency. Whether it's content, cold outreach, partnerships, SEO, or communities, you must deliberately put your offer in front of people. Side hustles fail when creation outruns exposure. From a practical angle, you don't need perfection to sell, you need feedback loops. Distribution brings feedback. Feedback improves the product. Ignoring distribution keeps you stuck building in isolation, guessing instead of learning. They treat it like a hobby, not a system. Most side hustles fail because they're run emotionally, not systematically. People work when they feel like it, change direction when they get bored, and stop when it feels hard. That's a hobby mindset. Businesses, even small side hustles, run on systems. A system answers boring but critical questions. When do I work? What exactly do I do in that time? How do I measure progress weekly? What happens when something doesn't work? Most people never define this. They rely on vibes, motivation, and random bursts of energy. That's unstable by design. Without systems, every setback feels personal. A bad week feels like failure. Low response feels like rejection. With systems, setbacks are just data. You adjust inputs, not your self-worth. That emotional detachment is what allows side hustles to survive long enough to succeed. From a realistic POV, motivation is fuel, but systems are engines. Fuel runs out fast. Engines keep moving even when enthusiasm drops. Side hustles don't fail because people aren't passionate. They fail because passion without structure collapses under pressure. Fear of selling and rejection. A lot of side hustles don't fail technically, they fail psychologically. People are terrified of selling, afraid of being ignored, afraid of hearing no. So they hide behind preparation, learning, and building in public, anything except asking for money. Selling forces reality. It tells you whether your idea has value or not. Avoiding it delays truth. Many side hustlers convince themselves they're not ready yet, when in reality they're just avoiding discomfort. But no sales means no feedback, and no feedback means no improvement. Rejection isn't a sign you're bad, it's data. It tells you what's unclear, overpriced, poorly positioned, or irrelevant. People who succeed expect rejection. People who fail personalize it and quit. That's the difference. From a rational perspective, selling is not manipulation, it's problem matching. You're offering a solution to someone who needs it. If that scares you, the side hustle will always stay theoretical. Money only moves when someone confidently asks for it. They never build long-term leverage. Most side hustles are built for quick cash, not long-term leverage. People trade time for money in slightly different ways and call it freedom. But if income stops the moment you stop working, you haven't built a system. You've built a fragile arrangement. Leverage comes from assets. Skills that compound, content that keeps attracting attention, systems that run without constant input, or products that scale beyond your hours. Most side hustlers never reach this stage because they quit earlier or stay stuck in low leverage work. This is why burnout hits so fast. When every rupee depends on constant effort, exhaustion becomes inevitable. Sustainable side hustles eventually decouple income from time. That doesn't happen early, but it must be the direction from day one. The final truth is simple and uncomfortable. Side hustles fail not because they're impossible, but because they're treated casually. Winning requires patience, systems, selling, skill building, and delayed gratification. Most people want extra money. Few are willing to redesign how they think and work to earn it.